guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today we're talking trash, okay? I've got some empties from the last 3 months that we're gonna go through and talk about whether it is good, like have I already repurchased it, or if it was like, thank goodness I've used that up because it needs to be out of my life. There's a good mixture of both in today's video, and I'm feeling very fall today, if you could tell. I was yesterday too. It's still August, it's hot where I live, but in my mind I'm starting to feel the fall fantasy. So if you're interested in anything I'm wearing, it's listed in the description down below. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the video. Before we get too far into the video though, if you haven't already, I hope you consider subscribing. I upload videos twice a week. It's totally free to subscribe, and I would love to have you back again on the channel to chat in the comments about all things makeup. Alright, so this is from June, July, and August, right? So this is 3 months worth of stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not like an overwhelming amount, like a ton of stuff, but as I've started collecting empties and things, and I've realized, and I've said this on my channel before, it actually takes a long time to like fully, completely use stuff up. So let this be an inspiration to you if you too are trying to pare down your collection, get rid of some things, do some spring cleaning. It's almost fall. Here we go. We're gonna start with the makeup stuff, okay? All of the makeup stuff. Let me grab it here. A lot of them are like either tiny little minis or things like this, partially because it's summer and I traveled quite a decent amount this summer, and so minis for me when I'm traveling, it's a must. I don't want to take a whole bunch of stuff, but also it's just easier to go through stuff, right, when they're mini. So first of all, I used up the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, this little one here. I really like this. I like it a lot. I've never tried the e.l.f. dupe for it, but I would like to. And I would like to try the Niacinamide one that's more of like a pinky color than this like blue-green, because I really do like this, but the price of this, like the full-size one, this is obviously like a tiny little sample, it's a lot. And the e.l.f. one is only $10. I actually was gonna pick it up the other day. I was in Ulta and my fiance Wesley got me an Ulta gift card for my birthday that happened recently. So it was like perfect. I'm not gonna spend any money, but you know, I use this up. I'd like to try the e.l.f. one with niacinamide. Completely out, nothing in stock, right? So I could get it online, right? I just haven't yet. I'm thinking maybe with the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty coming up, if there's something else that I want during that sale, maybe at that time I'll like add to cart the e.l.f. niacinamide one. But let me know if you've tried the e.l.f. one and this one, and if you think it is a dupe. I've heard lots of people say that, but this guy is gone, done, used up. And in the meantime, do I really need another primer anyway? No, I've got plenty of other ones. That's just like a nice gripping one, and I don't have anything else that's grippy, right? So I have hydrating primers, I have pore filling primers. Sometimes I like to mix and match and stuff though, and I don't have anything else that's gripping like that. So I would like to have at least one that has that function in my collection. Next up, I used up a full size of the Wet n Wild Incognito. This is the all day full coverage concealer, and when I use up my items, guys, I legit get like a pair of tweezers and I take out the stopper so I can literally like scrape and get out every ounce. So when I tell you I used it up, girl, I used it up. This one I got as a recommendation from Asking Alexandria, who used to be on YouTube. Now she's big on TikTok, and her name's Paige. She was like, oh my gosh, this is great. It can be great. That's my official review. It can be great. I'll actually leave linked the video where I shopped my stash and tried this for the first time. I hated it the first time I used it, and what I found is that it's pretty drying. So it looked terrible under my eyes in that video and I didn't like it, but I found that I could learn to like it and use it if I just properly prepped the under eye skin, right? So I would not repurchase this just because there are other concealers that I have in my collection that I think I don't need to baby as much to get it to work. I also wouldn't say this is full coverage. I would call it a medium. If you try to layer it to make it more full coverage, it just gets really cakey and it's not cute. It's not cute, you guys. So if you do get this one, it is affordable. Obviously, it's Wet n Wild. It's actually what I'm wearing under my eyes today. So like, I don't hate it, but again, I really feel like you need to prep the under eye so it's not overly drying. But then at the same time, weirdly, if I didn't set it with powder, it creased. So it's drying, but yet it creased, like, make it make sense. But again, if I would prep it, use this. If I let it sit, it did do like a lot of concealers give more coverage if you let it sit for a minute and then blend it out, instead of being more like watery if you just blended it right away. And then set it with a little bit of translucent powder. So that'd be my recommendation if you do get this one. But there's others I just think are better. Like, I know some people think this creases terribly on them, but it's fine for me. This is what I've been using, this little sample to travel. Now that that one's gone, this is the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. I like that one so much better than this one personally, but it's all about skin type and, you know, preferences. So that's my 2 cents for someone who is 32 with combination skin. Definitely a lot drier under my eyes than some other regions of the face. The next one that I used up was this little sample. It looks like there's still some in it, but I've pumped and pumped and pumped and can't get anything out. I even took off the pump on the top, so I don't know, it just is what it is. But this is the Coty Full Cover Foundation. I think I got this in an Ipsy. It says made in Italy. I had like really high hopes for it. Spackle, that's what this is, right? Like, okay, yeah, it's full coverage, but Cake City Spackle. No, I just wouldn't recommend it. I used it with a little bit of the Ritual Defy Rose Thorn Oil. I have this little sample, and that made it like usable, but it was still just so thick. If you like that kind of foundation, maybe you would love this, but I did not. So I used it on like days that I was filming or just at home, because honestly, a lot of stuff on camera, like, I feel like you can get away with it more. Like, it doesn't show all of the nooks and crannies the way you would see it in real life. So I used it up, but definitely not repurchasing that. Oh my goodness, no. I like full coverage, I do, but also like, I've got fine lines and wrinkles, and if it's gonna settle places and make me look even older, no, that's just a no. Next, from the brand Brow Atelier. And aren't you proud of me, guys? I practiced saying that word for this video because I legitimately before thought it was like Atelier. Atelier. That's what I was walking around on this earth saying. Nobody stopped me. Nobody stopped me. So it is Atelier, right? It was not what I thought. But for a brand that it's literally got brow in the name, this Groom and Sculpt Tinted Brow Gel was terrible. Possibly the worst tinted gel I have ever tried in my entire life. The shades in Chestnut, that was fine, not a problem. But hopefully you can see how chunky it is. Like the formula like congealed in a way, and it was chunky in the brows and it did not look good. And whatever is going on with this applicator, like it made a mess and got everywhere. Yeah, it was just awful, terrible. Don't recommend it. Never want to see it again in my life. However, yes, I still used it up. I got it. I think that one was an Ipsy too. We're using a lot of that stuff up. I haven't gotten an Ipsy subscription bag in a long time, so I'm trying to get old stuff out of my collection so that it's not, you know, expiring and going bad. And maybe that's partially why it got chunky and congealed. You know, let's give it a little chance that maybe it wasn't the product, right? Maybe it was me keeping it around for too long. But there's plenty of other stuff I've kept around for a long time that doesn't perform like that, doesn't make a mess, that I like a lot better. So that one is an absolutely no. I think we've only had like one thing, right? The milk one that so far that I've said, yeah, I'd repurchase, geez. And this one, okay, years old, maybe even a decade old. Did I finish it though? You bet I did. And I used, did the same thing, took the stopper out. This is one of the Wet n Wild Mega Slicks lip glosses. I can't even tell you what shade it's in because the label is so worn, but it was this kind of frosty pinky shade. you can kind of see the, like the applicator is stained that color. This was a little like tingly plumpy, but I liked it. I just like would put this as my one by my mirror if I just wanted to put a little something on before out the door to use it up. The formula was fine. It wasn't like sticky or anything, and I didn't mind the slight plumping. It wasn't like painful like the Too Faced lip injection ones or anything. So if you're looking for something that's a little plumping, I feel like this is good. There are a lot of Wet n Wild products that I do like, and they are affordable. I'm personally not going to repurchase this one because I'm not super into frosty pink anymore on the lips. Like, I'm just not. And two, I have so many lip products in my collection right now, you guys. It's outrageous. It's outlandish. It's outrageous. It's not acceptable. So yay, we used up one. But I'll leave linked if you haven't seen it, because I know there's quite a few of you that are new to my channel. I did a video of my entire makeup collection inventory telling you just how many I have of each like category in my whole collection. And it was very eye-opening to me. So that's part of why I'm on like a low buy right now. It's not a no buy, but a low buy. So watch that video if you want some more info about that and why I'm doing that. But it's crazy. I don't need any more lip products in my life. I really don't. I probably have a dozen laying on the desk in front of me as it is. So that's it for makeup. Not a lot in 3 months, right? But like, I feel okay about it. I got some out of here. And then we're gonna go, let's see, maybe like skincare, I think is what I have next. So this was a Sephora sample, and it's Alpine Beauty Wildcrafted Actives. It is the Plant Genius Melt Moisturizer. Now it's a little sample. I don't always put samples like this in my empties, but I'm mentioning it in my empties because this is so good. When I use this up, I immediately put it on my Sephora wish list. Immediately. It's so good. It's a velvety finish. It's like that's the best way I can describe it. And it's got squalene, hyaluronic acid, and bakuchiol, I don't know if that's the right word or not, to address fine lines. This is probably my favorite moisturizer I have used recently. I really like this one. Now I do have another moisturizer right now I need to use up. This was just a sample, but I put it on my Sephora favorite list for a reason. Like, it's not cheap either at Sephora, but I will be repurchasing this at some point when I use up my other moisturizers because it was that good. It was so good, so good. So if you're looking for one, that one I really enjoyed. Okay, next up, I used up the Dr. Brandt Microdermabrasion. This is it's a physical exfoliant basically, and they recommend you only use it 1 or 2 times a week, but I love this on the face. It makes me feel like very smooth, right? And very just like baby soft on the face. I have been dipping more into chemical exfoliants instead of physical exfoliants, so this is also super expensive full price. So the last time I got this was an Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and it was half off. So if I saw it again for half off, I might pick it up again. It does last a long time, but for now I'm gonna try to hold off and use, like I said, I've gotten some chemical exfoliants that I'm gonna try, and my skin is doing pretty darn well right now. Like, I have a little bit of scarring from acne down here, but I don't have any active acne at all on my face. And have I ever been able to say that in my life? I really don't know that I have. So what I'm doing is working. Thank goodness I got somebody new, dermatologist wise, and they switched my medication because I am on a prescription for acne, and it A+. So when that one was done, I was like, okay, well, I'll just use this one by Goop Beauty, this Goop Glow, because it's another physical microdermabrasion exfoliant. This one I was sent, and I had used it a bit just to try it enough to review it when it was sent to me. And then I was like, okay, I didn't like it as much as the Dr. Brandt one, so I went back to using the Dr. Brandt one and was like, I'll use it up at some point. Well, as you can see, gross, right? Like, it's completely dried up. This is not something you can just add water to and it'll be okay. It's completely crusty, gross. I'm gonna have to throw it out. Now, the good news is there wasn't like a ton left in here, right? But it's not that old, and I don't know if I just didn't get the cap on tight enough or what, but that's a word to the warning for you if you do get this from Goop Beauty, that it can dry out and you really have to be careful with the lid, because mine did dry out. So it's leaving my collection, getting thrown away. It's no good anymore. But I did personally like the Dr. Brandt one better if you do want a physical exfoliant. Next up, we've got a couple masks. These were, again, ones I think I got in Ipsy a long time ago. This one was kind of cool because it was 2 steps, which I've never had that before. You had to put, step 1 was just a serum, like a little packet that you ripped off here. And you put the serum, like you squeeze just this little portion of the bag where this bottle is out. And it was a serum you put all over the face. And then after the serum, then you applied the sheet mask over it. So that was just kind of different and interesting, but I really did like it. I don't really know what brand this is because a lot of it is in Chinese or Japanese. I'm embarrassed to say I can't even tell the difference with it being written out. I don't know. So I don't know that I can get this again because I don't even know what it's called, but maybe I can look that up and find it. But it was really nice. The other one that my skin felt so good after this one was this one right here. I don't know where I got this one. Highly Moisturizing Essence Mask Pack. Words. But this one, it just like, same thing. These masks that have more of like an essence or a serum. I know all masks are like a little wet, but it's different. I feel like it's legitimately skincare ingredients. If you look at the ingredients list on the back here, like it'll specifically tell you that there's hyaluronic acid and tea tree and squalene, like all of that stuff in this mask. So yeah, these were really nice. My sheet mask supply is dwindling. Like I don't have a ton left, so I think I might look these up and at least like screenshot them on my phone or something so I don't forget about them, because they were really good ones that I would recommend. I like them better than some other little like drugstore sheet masks that I feel like don't really do much. Those I actually felt like the product sank in and improved like the hydration of my skin. But I have a ton of like wash off, leave on, like in a tube, squirt out mask, like those face masks that aren't sheet masks, if that makes sense. So I also want to be using some of those, and some of those, they're more like clarifying masks versus hydrating masks. So I like to have a little bit of both to kind of alternate between, and it's the hydrating ones that I'm running low on. So I might buy some of those soon, depending on where I can get those masks from, because if it's like Ulta or something and I can use points, then great. If not, I don't know. I would just want to be careful and take stock a little bit. I need to see how many sheet masks I have left. I know I have at least 2, and I usually only use a couple a month if I'm being honest. The other thing that I really liked, I got these from e.l.f. for $3.99, are these hydrogel under eye masks. Now, I like them for the price. There's some other ones like the Skin, SKYN, that brand under eye ones that I think do so much more than these. These are fine and like cooling and relaxing, but they didn't really deeply hydrate or do too much to prep for my makeup, if I'm being honest, like I noticed when I've used the Skin ones. So these are a good like cheap little, like it's relaxing while you wear it, but I kind of prefer something like the Skin ones where it's relaxing while I wear it and I notice some like actual impact or lasting effects from it after I take these off as well. So it just depends what you want, you know, but I'm not going to repurchase these again. I just thought they were interesting for $3.99. I wanted to give it a go from TJ Maxx. We are down to the last 2 items, you guys. From Ulta Beauty, I used up this waterproof eye and lip makeup remover. I think this is one of those things I just bought because they do promotions every once in a while where if you buy like $20 worth of Ulta Beauty brand products, you can get some free makeup products that are also Ulta Beauty brand. My sister and I actually went to Ulta recently when I was trying to get the e.l.f. Niacinamide primer, and they had a promo that they were doing it again, and I was gonna buy some eyeshadow primer because I'm almost out of mine and use that, and I think I was gonna get a lip oil, which like I just said I don't actually need, but to hit the $20 to get the free makeup, they were completely out. It's only like while supplies last for that, so we were out of luck, so I didn't end up getting any of it, which is probably for the better anyway. Long story short, I used this up. I would not repurchase it, but it's not because it didn't work. It really did remove my makeup well, but I don't like just like components like this where it's just a hole that you have to like pour oil out and try to do that, it's just messy and it gets all over the place. Yeah, I could have used a cotton round or something, I'm sure, but I just really, really like cleansing balms a lot better than oils. And again, I think that's personal preference. I just like cleansers and balms better than oils. It did remove the makeup, but just not my personal favorite method. That's the first time I've used, I think, an oil to cleanse. So now I know and I won't get it again, but I did use it up. Last but not least, a favorite. I went through another of the Thayer's facial toner. I pretty much always pick this up from TJ Maxx. I can see the sticker on this one too. It's $7.99. I think it's normally like $10 or something like that is what it says compared to. But I love this as part of my skincare routine. If I'm wearing makeup, I'll wait till I take off all my makeup and cleanse and then go in with this Witch Hazel toner. But if I'm not gonna wear makeup that day, sometimes I'll just do it in the morning. It's like a nice little refreshing moment. My skin really loves the Witch Hazel. I get a lot of redness here, which I think genetically is probably like rosacea, but I've never been, you know, officially like diagnosed with rosacea, but I do get a lot of redness here, and the Witch Hazel really helps so that I don't have a lot of that redness. And yeah, I just go through these. I've used probably 3-4 full sizes of these since I've discovered it, and I really like it. I think I'm using a Humphreys brand right now that has Witch Hazel as well from TJ Maxx, just because they didn't have a Thayer's the last time. This one is the original one, but they do have different scents. They have like lemon, they have lavender, they have rose, and they're not like too strong or harsh scent wise in my opinion. So yeah, check this out. Even if you don't wear makeup, toners are really, really nice to get away all of the dirt and grime. I've been trying to do better about doing my skincare on my neck because I'm getting some very deep lines and kind of like wrinkles and things there that I'm not a fan of, and even, you know, around like my shoulder blades right here. And it amazes me every time when I put that toner on a cotton pad and I put it on my neck. I don't wear any makeup on my neck. Like, I take my foundation down to like under the jaw to blend it, but I don't go all the way down my neck with my foundation. But still, I'm amazed when I take that cotton pad and that toner and I look at it, how much dirt and gross stuff is on my neck that I don't even put makeup on. Like, it's just moisturizer. So make sure you're doing the neck and the shoulders and all, you know, all of the things, not just the face. And yeah, that's my skincare PSA for y'all today. So yeah, guys, that is all of my empties, all of my trash from June, July, and August. 3 months worth of stuff. Thanks so much for hanging out and talking trash with me. I know I'm corny. It is what it is. You're just gonna have to live with it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye!